Hello everyone. Today we will discuss section 13 of the Transfer of Property Act, which talks about transfer for the benefit of unborn person. Now before we read this section, let us clarify a few things. First of all, who is an unborn person? The answer is that a person who hasn't been conceived yet at the date of transfer is considered to be an unborn person. It is not talking about a child in a mother's womb, but it is talking about those persons who haven't been conceived yet at the date of transfer. That's the first thing to clarify. Now the second thing, can a property be transferred to an unborn person? The answer is no, it cannot be. Why? Where is the problem, or where is the restriction or bar? Section 5 puts this restriction, because if you look at the language of section 5, it says that where one living person conveys property to another living person. So for any transaction to come within the purview of transfer of property, it has to be transferred from one living person to another living person. Now then, what is section 13? See, section 13 only is an extension to the general rule given under section 5. It is an extension whereby it provides a mechanism that ultimately you can give away your property to a person who hasn't been conceived yet when you are transferring the property. How does it operate? Let's see. And to discuss this, we need to read section 13. What does it say? It says that where on a transfer of property an interest therein is created for the benefit of a person not in existence at the date of transfer, subject to a prior interest created by the same transfer. Now these words are very important. Subject to a prior interest created by the same transfer. That means when you cannot transfer the property directly, you can indirectly transfer it. How? By creating a prior interest. Now what is this prior interest? The illustration of section 13 tells us that this prior interest has to be a life interest. Now let us see from an example. Now A is a person. He wants to transfer his property to you, that is an unborn person. Now he is not allowed to do this. Why? Because of the bar of section 5, which I just now told you. Now what is the mechanism? How can he do that? What he needs to do, he cannot do this. Fine. What he has to do? He has to create a prior interest. Prior means prior to giving the property to unborn. So what he has to do? He has to transfer the property to a living person for his life, which is known as life interest. So he has to first give his property to a living person for his life. Then after him, this property can go to the unborn person who would by that time have taken birth. So that is the meaning of the first few lines of section 13, that when you transfer a property to an unborn person, you cannot directly transfer him. So it has to be preceded by a prior life interest. That is the first thing. Now what does the closing line say? It says that transfer for the benefit of such person shall not take effect unless it extends to the whole of the remaining interest of the transferor in the property. What does it mean? When B dies, the life interest will come from him and move towards the unborn person, who of course have to take birth by that time, otherwise this transaction will fail. But it will not take effect unless it extends to the whole of the remaining interest of the transferor in the property. That means he had already given life interest, that is a right to use and enjoy, to B. Title remains with him. That means the closing line suggests that this person, the unborn person, will get the title in the property. It will not take effect unless it extends to the whole of the remaining interest of the transferor in the property. What is his remaining interest? The title, because the possession already he had given to B. Possession moves from B title moves from A, they both get collected and they get vested in the unborn person who has now taken birth. So that is the meaning or the sense of section 13. Now this section of course creates certain cross questions, as of course in the case of section 10 or section 35, section 11. So if you have any cross questions, you can write it to me. I would be very readily and eagerly answering to that. And thank you everybody for subscribing me. Keep on subscribing and keep on watching my channels. I would be replying to all of your queries. Thank you so much.